Hey there, welcome to the Lumiere channel. Welcome to Bring Love Closer. Your guidance in love to bring love closer. I don't know what's gonna be here in here for you, but if 3 is calling to you, if 4 is calling to you, if 8 is calling to you, then baby girl, I call everybody girl. I call everybody girl. Pick one of them. For some of you, 3 and 4 might be calling to you. For some of you, 3 and 8 might. For some of you, 4 and 8 might. And I do encourage you to watch the readings all the way through, because sometimes towards the end, a whole little message comes in, and I really do think that it's for a lot of people that click off. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, I will see you in your reading. Thank you so much for being here and spending some time with me. Let's get a little bit more intimate and find out how to bring love closer. Your guidance in love. Let's go. What's up, pile 3? Oh, wrong deck. Okay, it's fine. Pile 3, friend. Hey. Pile 3, this feels good. I feel good. Weirdly, we're using a tarot deck for this. I feel like an oracle deck makes just more sense for this kind of reading. But the deck we're using is also just, it's not a vile deck. It's just a lot. Okay, the imagery is just like not it, but it's fine. Page of Swords slipped out. You know what? We shall take him. The Page of Swords to me is always a him. It's just, okay, that's fine. Yeah, of course. This is the 3 that I'm picking up on, pile 3. Like, I have really good vibes for you. And we have a Tower in reverse, which also matches the energy that's picking up here. And then at the top, we have the Hermit in reverse, the King of Cups in reverse, the 6 of Cups, the Judgment. Oh, this deck is really speaking. And no wonder it bulldozed my attempt to use a different deck. It said, no, me! Listen, pile 3. How can you bring love closer, right? I gotta drop that deck. We have the Page of Swords in reverse coming out for you. The 3 of Cups, which is this really jubilant energy that I am getting from you as pile 3. Very much 3 of Cups. So Spirit is here in the illumination. In the house of Lumiere. Amazing. 5 of Cups. So, number 1, the way for you to bring love closer is for you to walk away from funkiness. Like, not funky as in 70s, let's go dancing funky style. No, like funky. Okay, like urban funky. You funky. Like, you a little stanky. Not stinky, but stanky. Okay, funky ass. Like, bad attitude. Negative attitude. Attitude, gratitude. Attitude, funky attitude is not your friend. Pile 3. Pile 3, I think you need friends. Like, I've never said the word friend so many times in, like, my life that I have in this reading. And the 3 of Cups speaks to that. I think you need maybe new environment, new people. Maybe go on the dating sites and see if you can match with friendships on there, because you can do that these days. You can make friends online just like you would lovers. What is this reading here? The way for you to bring love closer is for you to expand your social circle or your social threshold. There's some things that you need to walk away from, and they could be in the form of like insecurities, instabilities, pettiness, overindulgence. So if you're like a partier and high recreational usage of stuff, no. I think you're attracting not what you're wanting. It's not going to like a good place. If you are also in a bad relationship, right? If you are in a bad romantic relationship, spending time with good friends, good people is going to be helpful for you. Because, ew, gross. The Page of Swords in reverse is interesting. If you grew up in a household that had bad examples or examples that didn't leave you with a good healthy blueprint for relationships, or if you've had relationships, romantic ones in the past that were just not great, those are things that are still acting up for you in your psyche. And for you to bring love closer, you're going to need to sort of expand your your definition and your feelingnition. It's the remix to ignition. Expand your like association of what good feels like to you, of what a good relationship feels like to you, of what a good relationship looks like to you. Because the bad stuff, the stuff that you've been through, the stuff that you've experienced, the stuff that you've taken part in the past, there was a way that you and the other people were acting, or how you saw people acting towards each other, that color you and how you go about relationships. Friendship, familial, co-worker, whatever, okay? They color it. And some of it you played a part in, to whatever degree in a part that you played. And that stifles you bringing love closer. It does. The foundation needs to be looked at a little bit more and nurtured. And a way to do that, because we have the answer here, is for you to expand upon what it actually looks like to be in a good dynamic, to be in good relations with people. And some of that is going to be you shedding your stuff from the past and replacing that with good types of relationships, and you knowing how to handle yourself better in a healthy relationship. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube sometimes. I don't know what your feed looks like, but my algorithm will show me how sometimes some people, when they're in like secure relationships, whether it's friendships or whatever, or like romantic relationships or work dynamics or whatever, where it's telling to see how they react because of what they've been through, of what they've participated in, or what they've seen. So that could be something for you, and that's affecting your love life. So when it comes to you to bringing love, romantic love, closer into your world, you'll have to expand upon how you see love and what feels good to you for love. Like what rewiring a little bit and expanding, like not just romantic love. Like this is going to be being a good friend and being in good friendships, whatever that means, and really figuring that out and like expanding that. This is a really great message, because this is something that I've personally had to do, and for various reasons, it lands in different ways for different people, right? Like your motives, but there's something about expanding what feels good so you can relearn to consciously associate what feels good and what is good, so you can continue then getting that in your body, in your feeling state, and being more in tune with that as you move forward. So then that way, when you meet people in your world, dating, for instance, or love life, or even when it comes to your partner that you're currently with or whatever, you can then compare, like, well, that felt good. This doesn't feel good, actually. This doesn't, because now you have more of a foundation of what good actually is, because you've actually sat down and consciously been in tune in the goodness of things. Yeah. So I'm gonna pull an oracle card to see what else Spirit has to say about how you can bring love closer. Higher power. This is beautiful. Higher power talks about the divine. Okay, we have three. We got the Holy Trinity. We have Spirit, we have God, we have whatever name you give the great unknown. Higher power is literally about that. Higher power. And like a few other, there's like two cards in this deck, three cards in this deck that are like, no, this is about Spirit. And this is really about getting right with God, getting right with the universe, getting right with Spirit, getting right with your higher self and your higher purpose of who you need to become, and who you are needing, like who you are needing to become, who you want to become in order to bring love closer? Like, are you where you think you need, like where you're at right now, outside of triggering your your worthiness triggers, would you want to be with you? No. If no, if sorry, if it's a no, then start taking steps to be the person who you would want to be with, who you would want to spend time with. That's a path. Like, in dealing with this stuff, we get to see, well, would I even want me? Right? And being honest about that, and not going, oh, I suck and this is me forever, and oh, and singing that song respectfully. No, it's about then going like, okay, what can I do? What would make me want to spend more time with me? Right? Like, if the love of your life, if the person who you want to be with, if your partner who you may be having, like strife relationship with, if they were you, like if you were the one you've been looking for, what would it take for you to be with you? Instead of getting stuck in the spiral of, I will never be, I will da 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 da. No, let's look at, well, I wouldn't want to be with myself. Well, why not? Well, I don't do this, I don't do that. There's your blueprint. There's a plan for you now to start saying, okay, I'm too negative. Like, all I have to say is bad stuff, bad stuff, bad stuff. Baby girl, I call everybody girl. There's your answer, right? Stop doing that. Start maybe replacing that with positive self-talk, positive stuff. Rather than focusing on the negative stuff that happened that day, maybe focus on the positive stuff. And it starts off with genuinely saying, I'm so grateful to have, like, for me, what I do when I get into a certain way, I go, wow, I'm really grateful to have working legs. I'm grateful that my back is healed. I'm grateful that I have a cute butt. I'm grateful that I have really good skin here. Like, look at that. I'm grateful that I can grow. I don't know. Okay, like, I like whatever it is, and then it starts slowly, right? Like, you train yourself slowly. And I really enjoy the simple things. Like, simple pleasures are my ideal. Other people's good news makes me happy. Seeing a flower bloom and seeing, a rabbit, it things like that. Starting off small and changing that. Oh, I don't like what I look like. Okay, what can you do to amend that, to make you like what you look like? What can you do that will actually matter, and not that will make you hate yourself more or dislike what you look like more? Things like that. Higher power says it's time to address how much effort you give to your relationship with your higher power, called God, Spirit, or any other name. Recognize that your partnership with Spirit is your number one priority. The appearance of this card also indicates that there's a deep spiritual bond between you and another person who is essential to your growth and evolution. Tend to your spiritual connections and remain aware of your true nature. So with this Three of Cups, there really could be like relationships in your world that will be beneficial for you to be in, or maybe there has been like a relationship in your life that has been important, and perhaps it's the one that was kind of troublesome. If you walked away from something, if something has walked away from you, good, because that's a growing point for you. This is a good space for you to now start going to your higher power and starting to look at that dynamic as not a benchmark, but as something that you now want to start measuring yourself against, to see how you can not end up in that situation again. You know what I mean? Or to not be like that again, or to not attract that, like, whatever it is, okay? And your higher power is going to be helpful. Anything else here? There could be, for some of you, you are attracting somebody that's going to be I think you're attracting a couple of people, yeah, thank you, Spirit. We have a cleat in here, a message in a bottle. So this is a sign. I think you're attracting people in your life. It's just some of them are going to reflect the stuff that you don't really want, or the stuff that you're coming from, or the stuff that you've experienced. And this thing that's coming your way, these kinds of people or dynamics that are coming your way, or could be in your space, I feel like they're coming, are going to be helping you be that sort of benchmark to see, I don't like this, I like this, I don't like this, I like this, and show you your own holes, show you your own wounds that you need to tend to. So that's that. I will read this Cleedon. I mean, it really doesn't say too much. It really just says something's coming, like there's news coming, and I did feel that something was coming because Spirit lives in the house of Lumiere, and you can't tell me different. You can expect someone to favor you with positive news. Amazing. This could be in the form of a letter. We have the page here. A phone call, email. You are the receiver. Stay open. Only good. So there's something coming your way, something nice that is love related in your world that is also going to be a part of like a little stepping stone in your journey, and little stepping stones, I should say, because it feels like plural energy that's coming your way. It is delayed because I feel like you're moving through some type of connection or feelings of sadness or whatever that, and I say whatever respectfully, I mean like whatever as an insert challenge here that you're moving through that is, I don't want to say it's delaying the message, but Spirit is kind of, I think, doing you a favor and delaying something so that you can be a better version of you when this thing comes in. So that's kind of nice. Actually, the Page of Swords is in reverse in regards to this nice thing that's coming your way, because it just means Spirit is actually looking out for you. I wish you everything, Pile 3. Keep your light on. Good luck, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Hey, Pile 4. Hey, Pile 4. Why was I singing good morning when I touched your card? Pile 4, lately you and I have been bonding. Let's find out what you can do to bring love closer. Let's find out. Good morning to you. I need to watch Singing in the Rain. I think that was Good Morning, wasn't it? Singing in the Rain is so good, but I always forget what happens in it when I'm not watching it. Excellent. Muy excelente. Good morning to you. Okay, what you can do to bring love closer. Pile number 4. Okay. We have the King of Wands in reverse, surrounded by his brood. Okay. We have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. The Six of Swords. Weird. I'm just gonna briefly mention this. Hopefully it's brief. Spirit, I never know where Spirit's gonna take me, but if you were dealing with somebody who was dealing with other people, like if you were dealing with someone who was actively just out here zipping and zooing in the streets, okay? Someone who was a little bit of a philanderer. Someone who wasn't single. Or maybe that was you. Maybe that's you here. I don't know. It looks like you moved away, or you're guided to move away from that. Or if you've been wanting to move away from that because you're realizing it's actually a dead end, then yeah. Yeah, you're right. It is a dead end. If you've been dealing with someone who has kids, and they're not entirely as available as you would have wanted them to be, or you are making yourself unavailable and committing to them and their situation, but they may not have been committing to you as much as you would have liked, or maybe they don't want any more kids and you wanted kids, or whatever the situation may be. Yes, that is a dead end. For you to bring love closer, you'll need to walk away from whatever that situation was with that other person. Because your energy when you're with that person, or when you are with that person, or whatever the energy is here, past, present, with them, it has been blocking love for you because your energy has not been available. Because you're more or less sort of like tied and attached to that person who was tomfooling. This person may have had 3 kids. This person may have just been, a lover. Okay, they love loving. But they may not have been as available to you. They may have had commitments elsewhere. yeah, I think for you to bring love closer, moving away from that person, baby, if you need to skip town, okay? If you need to change your address, okay? If you need to move across the seas, okay? Yeah, that's all here. If you need to move across water, if you need to move across masses of land, if you need to leave states or countries or cities, yes. If you need to change jobs, like you do what you're gonna do, like you're sovereign of your life, okay? But like if you're feeling an inclination to do some of those things, yeah, honestly, maybe. Like honestly, maybe. We have the King of Wands in reverse, we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, and we have the Six of Swords. You, to bring love closer, are being guided to literally leave bullshit behind. Like any kind of it. If this King of Wands wasn't a person, it's a situation where there's just multiple people, big and small, or just multiple scenarios in your world that has a lot of BS in it, a lot of just unnecessary stuff that really grind your gears and that really just like stifle your creativity that you've been committed to, that you've been giving a lot of time to, could be at work, that you need to just move. Like move. Okay? Like you make your choice. I'm not telling you what to do, but like move. I'm not telling you what to do. You make your own sovereign choice, but like move. And I feel like you'll find like leave. Like leave, okay? Leave. I think you'll find better chances, circumstances, and just a better energy. Like Good Morning is such a happy song in my head. I mean, who wakes up that happy? I do sometimes, but I'm chilling. Yeah, there's something here where like you get a pip in your step once you leave the other stuff. If you are like, Lucy, yes, I did it, this is confirmation, yes, then great. You made the right choice by walking away or like flying away or driving away from a situation that had you locked down, that was making you unavailable to something that was more real. Like it was making you unavailable and taking away like years off your life. If you're currently in a situation like that where you're with somebody potentially married and you have kids and that dynamic isn't working out, this is tough. I think for you it's going to be, you know, you, what I've just said previously, but also really doing the mental work to move through and get yourself in a better state so that you can make the better decisions for your life and your family and your well-being overall. Good morning. Good morning to you. Oh, wow. Yo, this deck has been talking. That was real quick. Like, they jumped out so fast. Spirit is here. Hey, girl. Bottom of the deck, come to the edge, baby. Where you going? Take that risk. At the top, we have happy. Good morning. Good morning. Look, did I tell you that Spirit lives in the house of Lumiere? Yeah. To be fair, thinker. Honestly, we could just keep going. The decks are talking. One day, I really do just want to go through the whole deck. Looks like so much fun. 27 could be important. The 27th of a month, maybe the 10th through the 17th, maybe, but the 27, the number 27 could be important. All right. What am I looking at here? Wow, my brain zonked out for a hot second. Unfinished Symphony and the Fates, or should I say the Fates and Unfinished Symphony. Listen, don't crucify yourself for the choices that you've made in the past. Some things just happened. Whether they were meant to or not, whether it was just fated for you, like whatever. Like not whatever, because that's actually it's more sensitive than that, but when I say whatever, I mean like whatever the scenario. It's some things were just sort of like fated to happen in a certain kind of way, and that's how they kind of happened. Which can be kind of cruel to say in some cases when you haven't sort of processed what has happened to you and what you've been through and what you chose and what felt right and then what no longer feels right. You know what's funny? These two, the king and nine of pentacles, king of wands and nine of pentacles, are both sort of chilling on this gravel surface. It looks very, that's funny, there's a face in that. It looks very moon. If you look at this, looks like the moon. I don't know if you can see, you weren't even seeing that. Yeah, gray. So I really feel like you're like moving away and making a smart decision in order to bring love closer. Like you're no longer sort of being a slave to your emotions over certain situations. I think you're tapped out and you're leaving. Okay. Tell me about the fates. I'm going to read the fates to you. Other people are who they are. Exactly. You can't change them. Okay. The challenge is to accept them as they are and not try to make them otherwise to suit you. This is a time to look at how you attempt to mold people to fit your view of how they should be so you can remain in a relationship and avoid discomfort. What if who they are and whatever is happening between you and them is in this situation is perfect from the perspective of spirit? Now is the time to accept what you cannot change, even if it means that you honor yourself, spirit, and the other person by moving on. Listen. Love unconditionally for each of us is on our own journey, and we cannot direct that of another. Be aware that this relationship is indeed fated, and you are meant to evolve into a better version of yourself as a result of it. And I see you doing that with the Six of Swords by moving and choosing to move to calmer waters. You left the whole planet. What? With Unfinished Symphony here, you could still be attached to this person in some kind of way. And I notice this is the Six. This is not the Chariot. This is not, a major movement. It is the Six. So there is some mental aspect here where even if you're not moving physically, mentally, you've sort of reached a point where you're like, no. And that's strong enough. You may still be connected to this person. You may still live with this person. You may still work with this person. You may still interact with this person. But there's something that has shifted in your brain. Right? And that's powerful. The Unfinished Symphony relationship says moving on is difficult when love lingers. Things are left unsaid and you haven't had the opportunity for closure in your relationship and in your heart. You can still feel bound up in relationships when closure is denied you. It's important to achieve this for yourself. Write that letter, make that call, or have that conversation over a cup of coffee. For peace of mind, accept matters as they are, just like the Fate says, and make amends if need be. Declare your feelings, even if only to yourself. Be clear about what was left unresolved and close the door on the past so you can set yourself free. Only then can new love blossom. And honestly, for you, I feel like there will be more love opportunities in the new place that you're at. Perhaps you've already moved even, because I really feel like for my people who are now Power 4, you've already sort of like reached this point where what I've been saying is just a reiteration of something that you've already accomplished in your psyche. And you're just watching this saying, yes, yes, Lucy, yes, yes, Luce. Preach. I did do that. Okay, girl. Because you can call me girl. Perhaps you have already walked away from a situation, a dynamic, and you may still be attached to it. Like, of course you are. Hello, if that's the case. But you've made enough of a mental shift that things are no longer the same. Where are the majors? I don't know why no majors came out here. The Fate is a pretty big fucking deal, right? But this may be a process for you. And if you've recently moved, you may find more luck in this new move because there's just something there for you in this new move. There just really is. If you've moved, there's something there for you where you've moved. Sometimes it really does take like a new environment, a flight, a move, like whatever, to just sort of make you go. Like there's something about putting your place together, like it's a beautiful thing. This is beautiful for you to bring love closer. And I'm all for it's accepting the situation for what it is, And just having that sort of attitude of like, okay, that's what it is, but I'm not going to, and making the best choice for you, okay? Making the best choice for you from a place of acceptance, radical acceptance, of seeing how someone is, seeing how they are, seeing what they bring with, right? Because these little kids could be little demons, you know what I mean? Like, not real demons, hello. But I just mean people can be bogged down by stuff, right? And those stuff make them hard to love us, make them hard for us to love them, whatever. At the end of the day, what I'm saying for you, Pal 4, for you to bring love closer is for you to move to calmer waters, for you to get to be in a better mental state, for you to even move, for some of you, okay? Move or shift something. But either way, there's a shift that's happening, whether it's a physical shift or a mechanical, physical shift in your world. I feel like you're decommitting to a person and an ideal, and more so committing to yourself and allowing the chips to fall where they lie. That is going to bring you closer to love when you choose love as opposed to choosing the physical embodiment of a specific person. All right. I wish you everything. I really do. You deserve so much. Keep your light on. Good luck. And I will see you next time. And you know what? It's not even about deserving. It's about what you desire. Okay. All right, babes. Bye. About 8. About 8. What can you do to bring love closer? Oh, what would you do for a Klondike bar? Oh boy. How many vegans are watching today? Because I just said a bunch of things in my head for what one would do for a Klondike bar, and they were all just pretty violent. Oh, like I don't want to say them on the recording because I have an instinctive what would you do for a Klondike bar in my head, like a response, and I don't remember where it came from. It may have been like The Simpsons or Family Guy or one of those ridiculous shows, and then I was like, don't say that online, Luz. And then the next one was like something that I just think a lot of, you don't even have to be vegan, honestly. Like, just as a person, it's kind of like, oh my god, what can about 8 do to bring love closer? Oh my god. Yeah. Amazing. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Listen, Spirit lives here. Spirit lives in the house of Lumiere. This is the 9 of Cups. I hate one of my pet peeves. One of my pet peeves, Pal 8. Let's talk about it. Okay, I know you're here for it. Pet peeve of mine, a huge pet peeve of mine, is when I am on a reader's channel and I'm watching their reading. I am not always looking at the screen. Also, every deck looks different. You don't know what this is. You don't know what this is unless you pause and you're like, oh, okay, well, it's the 9 of Cups. Like, no one's doing that. So when people go, look, I told you, or and they didn't tell me what they're pointing at. Like, they just show the cards. They go, this, and then they go, I'm done. And I'm like, what the fuck did you actually even say? Like, I'm not in your head. Hello? Can you interpret the message? Now, I know I do that, but I do be mentioning the cards. And usually I repeat myself ad nauseum. Okay? So, it's hilarious when they do that. Anyway, what would you do for a Klondike bar? Would you kill a man? Would you fight a bear? I think that's I don't know where I heard that from. Someone please help me. So when this card came out, the 3 of Swords, I was like, oh, that's what I was thinking, kind of. It's a lot. It's extra. And then the Hierophant, the Emperor in reverse is a bear, right? Those are the 2 things that I didn't want to say. It was like, what would you do for a Klondike bar? Would you kill a man? And it was like some joke in some show. And I was like, let me not say that. And then I said, would you fight a bear? Would you kill a bear? Or something like that in my head. And I was like, let me not say that. But that's what came out. Look at Spirit talking to me in Klondike bars. Okay. What would you do for a Klondike bar? The 9 of Cups is the wish card, notoriously. It's what do you wish for? And quite literally, in this imagery, we have a genie who is granting my rat tail guy his wish. What would he do for a Klondike bar? Would you wrestle a bear? So what would you do to bring love closer? You want to bring love closer, and there's, oh, this Nine of Cups is speaking. That's a lot. The Three of Swords is here. I didn't talk about it. You have the Three of Swords, the Nine of Cups, and the Emperor in reverse. The Three of Swords is in reverse as well. This Three of Swords is pretty violent because it has the usual already violent imagery of the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords, you look at that card and like there are no ifs, ands, or buts about what is happening in that card. Like it's pain, ouch. But this heart is attached to somebody and oh gosh. So what would you do? I feel like this person found a genie, rubbed the lamp, and like we all know what that is. But like why this rat-tailed fella looks so surprised that a genie came out? Like what did you think? Like, hello? So there's just something here about like having the ability to want what you want, but then not being necessarily afraid to have it, but it's like what are you willing to give up, or what are you willing to do or lose, I guess, to get the thing that you want. And sometimes the thing that we want is scary, you know? Like, oftentimes, sometimes I will catch myself going, do I really want to be in a, like, do I really want to be with somebody? You know what I mean? Like, do I really, you know? Like, sometimes you really, like, catch yourself and go, but really, do I? And maybe that's something that you can identify with here. The Three of Swords is so interesting because it's in reverse, but it still very much feels like the Three of Swords. The Emperor is interesting. In reverse. Pile 8. I feel like you... Listen, I don't know what I'm about. I feel like you don't know what you want. And I don't mean that in a... You're wasting my time. You don't know what you want. No, I mean that in like what do you want? I don't know if you have people-pleasing tendencies where maybe you're with somebody, or maybe you have a string of people that you've been dating. I don't know, girl. I call everybody girl. I don't know what your story is, but it's almost like you're afraid to hurt people. But it's like, then, not to say that like then you get hurt, but it's like then you don't move towards what you want because you're doing what you don't want. You're following the path of what you don't want to do. I don't want to hurt people, so I'm gonna make choices from that place. I don't want to build the wrong thing. I don't want to invest in the wrong thing. I don't know what to invest in, so I'm just not gonna do anything about. I'm just not gonna do it. Like, what do I want to build? What do I want for my future? And you have the ability to make a wish, and that's scary because you don't want to make the wrong choice. You don't know what to wish for. You don't really, maybe you haven't even thought to sit down and think about what you do want, what you want. Because maybe you're so busy about thinking about what this person wants, what that person needs, what they might want, what a partner might want from you, but not what you want from a partner, not what you want in love. Like, what does love even look like to you? Like, and maybe you have thought about it loosely, but think again, like revisit that list of what do I want? Not what I don't want, but what is it that I do want, and create from that space. When you wish for something from a genie, you don't say, hey, genie, my wish is I don't want blah, blah, blah. That is such a waste of a fucking wish, my guy. You're not, oh, I got pissed at you, pal. Hey, you are not gonna waste a wish for a genie. From a genie by saying, hey, genie, what I don't want is, like, no. And I feel like maybe, baby, you may have been making choices in love and in life and in heartbreak based off of what you don't want as opposed to what you do want. Now, that can be a very thin, shadowed And by that, I mean, like, it's difficult to discern where the line is, right? If you don't want to be with somebody because they're like da 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 da, obviously you're going to end that dynamic because you don't want that. That's fine, right? You're acting from that. But from that, let's figure out what you do want, right? Like, if you're going to make choices to move forward and move in your love, to bring love closer to you, what is it that you do want? When you see people's profiles on a dating platform, I get so turned off when I see people that say, oh, I don't want someone who does this, this, this. Like, even if there are things that I don't do, I go, no, this person seems kind of like negative. Like, I don't want that. Tell me what you do want. Phrase it in the positive of what you want. So think about it that way, Pal 8. This is the gift that Spirit has given to you today. And this is a big ass gift. I'm getting this gift. Spirit, may I please remember this? Will you please remind me to not waste my dreams, to not waste my genie wishes, my manifesting ability? Okay. Pal 8, don't waste what your manifesting ability. Don't waste the wishes that the universe wants to grant you by speaking about what you don't want. Let's start thinking about what you do want. What do you want to build? What are some of the elements of what you want to build? I don't want to get my heart broken again. Okay, what do you want? I want to feel loved. I want to feel safe. I want to feel like I am loved, and I want to feel free to love as well. I think that's an aspect that people forget all the time. They say, I want a partner who wants to do this and this and this and this, but then, like, you forget that a huge part of what makes you pick somebody is how you feel about them. How do you want to feel with a partner? Getting clearer for you, Pal 8, is going to be a way for you to bring love closer. Getting clearer for what you want. So some of those things are going to be, take your journal out, take your book out, take your journal out, or type it in the comments. This is your prompt. Ooh, I forgot. How do I want to feel with a partner? That's what you're going to journal about. Ooh, that's gonna be, ooh, that feels weird. Okay. Yeah. If you're gonna talk about how your partner is, how they look, what they bring to the table, how they treat you, great. But how do you want to be with your partner? Like, put some of that in there too, quite a bit of it too. You can keep that in your journal privately, right? I have a journal. The link is somewhere in my life. I shared it on the community page. This is what it looks like. It's great. It's got journal questions in there too. I love it. I love it so much. It's called the Star Journal. It's on Amazon, so it ships globally. But ask yourself, what is it that you want to feel in a relationship? What is it that you want to feel in a dynamic? What is it that, how you want to be treated and how you want to be able to treat your partner? How can Pal 8 bring love closer? Okay, that's a lot. Absolutely. Not my monkeys, not my circus. Like, if there are people that you gotta let go of, like, if you have to break up with somebody, Pal 8, you gotta break up with somebody, Pal 8. Like, you know it. You know it. They know it. We all know it. Ooh, ooh. Pal 8. What? With the Emperor? For some of you, maybe you're married? Okay. For some of you, maybe you're married? Okay. For some of you, maybe you're married? Did I say that? For some of you, perhaps you're in a long-term relationship, a long-term dynamic with somebody, and it's just not working anymore. You don't see things working with them. And your wish is more so about, I don't want to get it. I don't want to break up. I don't want to I don't want to do that. But it's like, well, what do you want? You want to be happier. You want to feel loved. You want to feel fulfilled. Maybe it's time to start living from that space. And that's not going to be so easy, especially when you're so used to whatever. Still, if you are in a current dynamic with somebody, I still want you to do the prompt of writing down how you want to feel in love with someone, right? In the relationship of love. What that feels like for you, how it feels for you, what you would do for them, what they would be doing for you, how you symbiotically both love each other, not just them loving on you or you loving on them. Like, what is that? Get clear on that so you get a good 44. get a good image in your head over, and not even in your head, but just in your feeling state, like in your body, in your being. So then the genie can go, okay, gotcha. Listen, there's a lot of cards here that are just kind of like, with Orphan in reverse, this talks about abandonment. Never Ending Story talks about not my monkey, not my circus, and you not always being the one to like rescue other people and do stuff for them. So there's definitely some dynamics of people, long-standing people perhaps, or just maybe the way that you are, where you out here doing, and it's time to clean it up. Okay, this one talks about cleaning other people's messes when it's in the reverse. In the upright, it really just talks about cleaning house. And I think this thing about cleaning house here for you is to do that thing of what do you want, and making decisions from that place. And that's going to take time. Allow it to take time. Allow it to take the time that it needs, but continue practicing what you need to practice. Excuse me. Oh my God, that's embarrassing. This is a time to avoid drama at all costs, especially when it comes to other people's stuff. So stay out of other people's stuff. Don't, go, I don't want this person to hate me. I don't want them to feel some type of way about me. I don't da-da-da-da-da. No, that's not for you anymore, baby girl. I call everybody girl. I call everybody girl. Start thinking about what you do want. What do you want? What do you want? So you can start building a future for yourself. Okay? Go from there. Okay? And act from there. That's going to be just way more productive for you. Way more productive for you. Way more productive for you to bring love closer. Your sensitivity is on overload these days, and you're best served by keeping your distance. Your mantra today is not my circus, not my monkeys. All this drama will pass, and you will carry on unscathed and blameless. So if you're hearing other people's sob stories, or if you're just a hero, you want to go in and help people, okay, give them to God. Okay, give them to God. Pray about them. Pray for them. And start thinking about what you do want for yourself. Okay? Yeah. The protection message for this says, the shadow side speaks the essence of abandonment. Perhaps you feel the need to remain apart because intimacy is too threatening. It also warns against creating inappropriate family structures in order to conceal old wounds. It's time to address the unhealthy alliances you've formed and make a decision to heal the past. You won't be abandoned by the world if you claim yourself as whole. Okay, and that's really important for you. Look, for some of you, whether you're leaving a relationship or whatever is neither here nor there. I think if you know that that's for you, you know that that's for you. And if it comes over time, then okay, great. If it doesn't, okay, great. If things can be fixed, wonderful. But the essence of this message for you, Pal 8, is for you to go towards what you do want and act from that space. Not, I don't want da-da-da-da. No, I don't want da-da-da-da is acting from an old wound. I do want is going to start putting a fucking thread through that wound so you can now start moving in the direction of creating a kind of life that you do want, not one that's created from what you don't want. You won't be abandoned if you proclaim to the world that you're whole. Not all relationships are dysfunctional. Not all of them will disappoint you. Don't abandon yourself. You can connect to others in a healthy way once you recognize your patterns and consciously choose to interrupt them. So there might be a lot of patterns that are happening and coming up for you. Baby, don't do yourself dirty. Okay. Clean it up is a nice one. It says time to clear the air. Take a look at your side of the street. This is about accountability. Like, you're taking a lot of accountability for just things. Okay? And it's very self-focused, I think. Take a look at your side of the street and say what's on your mind. Sweep away the old stuff so that a spring breeze can flow through you with new energy. It's a perfect time to do an inventory of your dynamics and see what's yours and what's not yours to clean up the relationship. Everyone brings some baggage. Sort through what you brought with you and let go of what's no longer needed. Become unencumbered and your relationship will flourish. And this is going to take time. I don't think with these two being like, not my monkeys, not my circus, with this one being like abandonment, I don't think this is a now thing. For some of you, maybe. If you're at that stage, maybe. For others of you, no. This clean it up stuff is going to take time. yeah. So give it the time, 49 that it needs to have in order for you to get to a point where you can fully recognize what's yours and what's the other person's. That's going to take time for you, okay? And finally, message in a bottle. Are you refusing to acknowledge the signs because you want things as you want them? Red flags and are pretty decorations for you to admire. They're warning you for a reason. If something doesn't sit right with you, trouble could be hiding in the bushes. Don't ignore the signs. Spirit always has your best interest at heart and will draw your attention to what you're overlooking. So I just think that there's some things that you need to think about, Paul 8. And you may know what that is, but in order for you to bring love closer, there's a lot that we've talked about here. There's senses of abandonment that you need to do, that you need to sort of take a look at, and not abandoning yourself, especially in your desires for what you want, not what you don't want. I think that's something that I just keep saying for sure. But I think that's going to help make this dilapidated emperor into one that is more so building towards the future by looking at what he does want as opposed to what he doesn't want, right? In the upright, this emperor is now looking at the nine of cups, looking at what he wants, and he's like, okay, this is what I want to build. At the base level, that's it. But if there are other messages that you glean from here, definitely take them into account, 5115, and deal with what you need to deal with, because there's a lot that you're dealing with here. But you do have this ability to have wishes be granted. It's just, don't waste them. Okay? Don't waste them, but like put them to good use. Put them to growing you and the type of future that you want based off of getting to know what you want. Because I've been there where you kind of sit there and you go, I don't want this, I don't want that. And it's like, okay, Luce, what do you want? And I'm sitting there dumbfounded. And the nice thing is you can look at what you don't want and then go, okay, I don't want this. And you can kind of work in a certain kind of way from that. But like when you have sort of loosened yourself from the don't wants and you sit there and you go, what do I want? And it's blank. It's like, no wonder things sometimes can just be stagnant in your life because you don't have a directive. You don't have a direction. And you didn't realize you didn't have a direction because you're so used to fighting the, I don't want this, I don't want that. Yeah, and getting a little bit more, spending more time in what you do want and seeing how that feels and how you may go about doing that is where then spirit comes in. But at first you got to identify what you don't want. So, I mean, what you do want. So that's going to be quite a task, I think. And I think you should take that quite seriously if this message resonated. I wish you everything. Keep feeling good luck and I'll see you next time. Bye.